So we need to define the this workflow where these stages like stage 1, stage 2, like employee details, review, interview, and all. So now once I have done this, so we can save it and go into the py default. So you can see in this new hire, and there we have py default rule. So on click there you can see the configuration on the settings on the stages. So click on here on the stage, and there you see automatically launch a process. So what is the process you want call? It's nothing but a flow. Okay, so now what is this flow here? So this is how that HR log into our application, where the HR want to create a request to hire an employee. So there once the request is created by the HR has to fill all this information, and they want to process this candidate for the interview process. That's right. So now let's see how can I define the workflow. And so once we define the case life cycle, where I need to define a process. The process is nothing but a flow chart. This flow chart we use it to process handling the business logic and all. So let's see that how we can define this process here. So now click on here, and there you see automatically launch it portal, and click on add process. So this is nothing but a rule I am going to create in this application. So how can I create, and where I have to create this one? So you have the options where you can create a rule in this core layer or in your implementation layer. So click on create and go to the process and flow. So all these employee flows and rules I'm going to create in the framework layer only. Select the core application, and there employee collect employee details. Okay, so collect employee details. So this is the flow, and click on view all. So what is this rule actually? So this is a rule where I'm going to create a flow chart where I use it to handle the logic which related to the employee details I want to collect before I processing this request. So now while processing this request, I need to collect all the details. So now press down array, or you can see core. You can enter the core class, and there fw you see the class, the work class, and now click on OK, and the rule set which related to this specific class and the application, and there you see core app in. So this is the application layer. Okay, and now this is the rule set inversion, and also you see you have one more. So in your core application where you have 4 rules, right? So let's see, when I select core only, you see one more core layer you can use it, right? So as of now I'm using the core app only in this application layer only. So now click on create and open, and here you can see here this is the flow which I have created here. And now see, this is the flow I want created. Was I want a multi-form I want to create. So how can I do that actually? Okay, so there you have an option to select at the beginning itself, or you can do multiple ways. So either way you can also proceed. So now see, let's see, when I'm creating a flow, so process and flow, and I will give employee details. Okay, employee details. So this is the core application I'm going to create, work class. Now click on, so when I'm click on create and open, so there is a settings you see, right? Click on it, and what type of template you want proceed. So select the screen flow here. Now click on create and open. So this is nothing but what? A core, what I mean, so this is a multi form, I mean the multi-step form is there, right? Here you see, so that's what it is, the same only, so it's nothing but a screen flow only. So there you see, I think it's a create and close it. Okay, I think it's created in this class and it's closed. Let we can refresh, click on it, flow. It's not it. Okay, so we created in the core this class, right? So click on here, and instead trying to open, just you can ping that class here. So core framework fw and work, click on submit, and you see the class is added here, expand, process, flow, and you receive employee details. Click on it, and this is the form where it created. So now before, in the real time, we do have a proper check-in checkout, so that we need to configure the rule set to have that option check-in checkout. So click on here on the this rule set, and it will open in the new tab, this rule set okay, settings. So there you can see security, and you have option use checkout. Okay, select the checkbox and save it. Now just close it, and now actions and refresh, and here you see check-in checkout option. What is the check-in checkout option and how to use it? You can follow my YouTube videos where we explained before. You will understand the purpose we're using. So click on checkout. If you want to modify any rule, you need to check out, and there you have one form, and you want to add one more forms, you can add here. So, and now in shape, layout, horizontally. So this is the form I am going to use, employee, like we'll see personal details. Okay, and we'll see that the flow action we create. Okay, so just give the dummy name here. We are not create any flow action rule here. So you can give any instructions that you want to give, or you can create any this is the rules you see. Okay, so click on here, you see which are what field values, right? So there you can create your own field values, and you can define here. So, or you can define like directly, like enter, okay, personal details. Okay, now click on submit. So if you want any process, I mean this is some different settings. We'll discuss more detailedly on difference between process and screen flows. So as of now, try to understand this, some basic steps, and click on here again, personal information, and what, professional information. Okay, now give that professional info. So just give that instruction is what, please enter, or you can give enter professional information and submit. And next is what, so employer information. So just give employer information. So just give the instructions, employee information, click on submit and save this flow. And now let's go here and click on the employee details, and where do you have the option process, press down array and click on more. You see in this core layer you see the process. Okay, so now once we done, click on save it. Okay, so click on employee details and where you have the option. And now let's go here, click on the action, refresh. Here you see it is updated. And also the same thing we do for the review. Click on here and we don't need these. Let's go here, review. We can create manually and we can add it here. Click on create and process, and there is a flow. So in the process you see the flows, click on it and what, review, and I'm going to create in the core. So core -work and the rule set and the specific version. Now click on create and open, and this is I'm going to create a process flow only, it's not a screen flow. So that is a multi-step form actually which I have created just now. So this is a single form only, and at a time I can submit. So now this is the review, just leave it as default. Now save it, close it, and next schedule the interview, right? So click on the review, automatically launch it, press down array, review, select and save it. Now next go to the interview, click on it here, automatically launch portal, click on, we not yet created, so now click on create, process, flow. So the flow is what, interview, and I'm going to create in the core layer. So we all core hyphen, okay, framework work class. Now the rule set and version, click on create and open, and here you see the interview. So interview, okay, so this is, we'll see schedule, okay, interview, okay, so there is no, it is a current operate only. Next and review interview, okay, interview will take the interview here, and further we use it to upload from the manager. Okay, so manager, approval, submit, save this. Now the interview, let's go here, P by default, and for the interview click on select the interview stage and automatically launch a process, press down array, click on more, select the interview. Next, create employee ID. So again click on create process flow and process employee. So what is this flow I'm going to do here? So there I'm going to create employee specific employee ID and employee profile, email ID and all to set up to that employee. Okay, so now click on create and open. Let's save it. So let's go here, P by default, and automatically launch it, press down array, click on more. Is what? Process employee. Save this one, P by default. Okay, and close it, close it, close it. This is we don't need, close it. Save it once more and go here to case type rule, click on the action, refresh. So it's all we done. So once we done defining all the life cycle, I mean this is we calling as what, life cycle, where we define this is the starting point, this is the end point, and also we might have a chance what to reject, I mean the candidate, or we can cancel on particular reasons. So cancel the request, or we can cancel. What I will do, I will resolved, cancelled, okay, and also reject. So the profile might get rejected, so I will reject it as well. So the status I would have update rejected, save it. So this is what is the stages here. These are alternate stage where it will be involved alternatively when we do not want process the request. So now let's click on here, refresh, automatically it will be updated, alternate stage. Okay, so what is the difference between these normal stages and alternate stages? So this is what we use to process the workflow, where we have these alternate stage, we want cancel, reject, or we do not want follow process this main process okay, request, I mean these stages were not processed, and alternately these stages were involved. Okay, so this is how we use it to create the application, define the life cycle on particular case type, and also we created a process, and also where we created in the core framework layer, and on that the core layer, let's see how we can simplify this application to create the rules and reuse. So that's what we'll see, more step by step approach on like creating this application, and also to process, we'll cover all these topics and day by day. Okay, yeah, bye. We'll meet at next session.